So, Taylor Swift, The Life of a Showgirl. Let's get into it. It's no secret that I was not a fan of Taylor Swift's last album, The Tortured Poets Department, so I was skeptical about listening to this album. But I did. And honestly, I have very mixed feelings. I'm gonna start by talking about the things that I enjoyed. This album was definitely nicer to listen to than the last one. It wasn't 3 hours long, and overall, it was more fun and enjoyable. The visuals were very cool, and I enjoyed the music video for The Fate of Ophelia. Something else I liked was a collaboration with Sabrina Carpenter. I love Sabrina, and she certainly is a showgirl. I like the storytelling within the song, although I think she could have done more with it. But that's my thoughts about the entire album. It's not bad, but it's not good enough. She could have done so much more with literally everything on this album. Because she is known to be a storyteller, I was expecting, well, a story. But we don't get that. She barely talks about being a showgirl except for that last song. The rest is about her relationship or about other things that have nothing to do with being a performer. Maybe she could have explored her private life and relationships through the lens of a character. That would also have aligned with the more retro, old Hollywood look that she was going for. The only song I liked from the previous album was I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, and I was expecting songs like this, talking about putting on her performer face, all while dealing with the turmoil of emotions inside, but they were nowhere to be found. There was so much that she could have explored, but instead, we stay at the surface. Before diving into the lyrics, let's talk about the visuals. As I said, I liked the music video. Taylor looks good, and the costumes and sets were amazing. I was a bit disappointed to see that we only have one music video, but that might change with time. But something I was really disappointed about with the visuals was that, for the visualizers, all we get is looks from the music video. You can tell that she shot all of it at once and was like, yeah, that's enough. I mean, she didn't have to do a whole look for every song, but give me something I haven't seen 2 seconds ago in a music video. Or at least, do something interesting with the visualizers. I also heard that people think she used AI for some promotional videos, which is problematic in many ways. The cover from the album is also taken from the music video. Honestly, I don't really like that cover. It's just not pretty or cute. She has much better looks in the music video that actually give showgirl. I get that she was referring to Ophelia, being in the water and everything, but that's one song on the album. And the one song on the album talking about Ophelia doesn't even make a good reference to her. Talking about the songs, where do I start? At best, they were boring. At worst, they were cringe. Something I don't like about Taylor Swift's writing lately is that it sounds like a 14-year-old wrote these songs. She uses big words and make references to paintings or literature and is like, wow, this is so deep. I am so clever. She uses the character of Ophelia to talk about how she was saved from loneliness and possible death by a man, which is not at all what happened to Ophelia. I don't even want to talk about the lyrics from the song Wood, which sound like they were written by a 16-year-old who had sex for the first time. I think that in a few of these songs, she was trying to emulate Sabrina Carpenter by having cheeky lyrics and innuendos, but it just doesn't work. It's weird because she has her own style, but it looks like she thought I was working with Sabrina, so she was like, let me do that. Something else I didn't like was the song Actually Romantic. It's obviously a dig at Charli XCX, and I thought it was very unnecessary. Like a year ago, Charli made a song talking about how she feels insecure about this other singer and that she was glad that she didn't have to see her anymore. It was most likely directed at Taylor because she used to be dating non-racist Maddie Healy, which is in the same band as Charli's husband. It was a very introspective song where she talked about her insecurities. So Taylor wrote a whole song about her, calling her a cokehead, which we all know about Charli by the way, telling her that she's obsessed with her. I have to admit, I don't know much about the feud between Charli and Taylor, and after all, Taylor has the right to respond because there was a song made about her. But if you have to diss someone, please do it well. Like, that song was just a little bit embarrassing and cringe. If you really have to take a dig at Charli, you have the right to, but at least do it well. Taylor just comes off as insecure and mean in this song. I feel like Taylor is always throwing unnecessary shade at other women. In this album too, there's maybe a line about Kim Kardashian, and in the last album there was a whole song where she was dissing her too. I understand that she has a past with Kim, but as far as I'm concerned, nothing happened recently that could justify this. Not that we know anyway, so I give her the benefit of the doubt. But people are speculating that she's also shading her fiance's ex-girlfriend for no reason as far as I'm concerned. Again, she just comes off as pretty insecure and obsessed with other people. In the song Cancelled, she talks about how she likes her friends that are in the midst of scandal with the public, likely referring to Blake Lively and her friend that is supporting MAGA. Basically, she aligns herself with these people. Or at least she doesn't say that she doesn't. She always tries to stay neutral, which makes things worse because what's the expression? Silence is worth 1,000 words? Something like this. I don't know, I'm French. She just feels very out of touch with reality. After all, she is a billionaire, so we can't really expect her to be down to earth. As usual, she did impressive numbers with that album. I believe she sold like 3 million units in the first day, which is crazy. Something that is easier to do when you have 10 variants of the same album. I say 10, but it's actually closer to 30, I think. I had to unfollow her on Instagram because every day she would post about yet another variant that was only available for the next 24 hours. I know they don't all count towards the sale, only 4 per person does, I think, but still. And this time you have to buy 7 versions of the same album to get an acoustic version or something. This is way too much. She just comes off as very greedy. This album is mid, the lyrics are cringe, and she doesn't have great vocals. I don't see a lot of evolution since her last album. It all seems pretty much the same, but she knows that she doesn't have to do much, and fans will still buy 25 variants of the same album just to get one voice note where she sneezes. I feel like you don't have to release an album every year if it's not gonna be good. I'd rather wait a couple of years and have quality songs. It just feels lazy. I just think that Taylor's music lately has been really feeling like fast food music, like it's the equivalent of fast food. It's just mass produced and everyone eats it up like no matter what it is and how bad it is. And that's very sad because the songs don't feel authentic anymore. It's just trying to release as much as possible to make as much money as possible. A lot of people think that she should take a break, and I agree. Taylor has a lot of talent, especially writing, and I'd like her to come back with a good album with substance. Mind you, this is just my opinion, and as I usually say, maybe I am not the target audience. If you like this album, you're not a bad person. I just didn't like it. I gave this album a 6 out of 10. I'm also planning on making a video on this channel about the criticism around Taylor Swift and whether it's fair or not. I'm really interested in diving into that, so stay tuned if you are interested in that stuff. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you soon for another review.